any new preferred order of fruits and veggies. Start your journey to better health today by calling 1-800-2468-751 or by going to balanceofnature.com and make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
Democrat Tulsi Gabbard is ending her presidential campaign. In a video message, the Hawaii congressman offered her full support to Democratic frontrunner and former Vice President Joe Biden. No comment from Biden on the endorsement. The nation's most popular news channel is expanding its reach during the coronavirus crisis. Here's USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes with the details.
Fox Corporation's taken the unprecedented step of offering Americans unlimited access to the crown jewel of its media empire, its cable outlet Fox News Channel, throughout the novel coronavirus pandemic. Fox News is now becoming available to stream without paying for cable, according to a company statement late Wednesday, describing it as a partnership with Fox's pay TV providers. Fox News will be available for free on foxnews.com, the Fox News app, fox.com, and the Fox Now app. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
The Senate has easily approved a sweeping coronavirus relief bill that was recently passed in the House. The bipartisan measure includes free coronavirus testing, paid sick leave for those who need it, and a boost in unemployment benefits and food assistance. President Trump has said he will sign the bill. Republican Senator from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, tells Fox News the best stimulus package is the one that lets you continue to work and earn a paycheck.
80% of the workforce is going to be impacted by the containment policies. The money we're spending to deal with health care is going to pale in comparison with the money we spend to stabilize the economy. If you've been laid off today in South Carolina from a bar, a restaurant, or a hotel, I'm looking to make sure that we have wage replacement, that we replace your income as much as possible so that you don't have your life turned upside down. That's the number one goal of Phase 3 for me.
LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron has a reputation as someone that can command a room with his presence. Players, fans, and members of the media alike pay attention when he's speaking. Now he's using his ability to promote safety amid the coronavirus outbreak.
Encourage you to follow the game plan. Everybody pulling together like this. Like this, nobody gets in between. Hey, it's going to get tough for the next 2 weeks. Come on. We tough. Bring it on.
For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
Welcome to this evening's episode of Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can check us out on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us. And we are also on Facebook at facebook.com/Reno Rush Hour. That's also my Twitter handle. You can follow me there, like me on Facebook, and call in, right? No, we're on YouTube. I forgot to say YouTube yesterday. We are on YouTube.
Well, people can call in as well.
Well, yeah, they can. I'll tell you that in a minute. But we're on YouTube on on Rush Hour channel there, and also on the America Matters Media Rush Hour channel. So, yeah, forgot about that. So check that out, and then call in. 844-790-TALK, 844-790-8255. That's toll free. I'll pay for that, or we will. America Matters Media will, anyway. Or just drop us a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments section when I get that started. So, yeah, now that all that babble's done, welcome Dee Gregory
Thank you so very much for letting me be here today. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Mm-hmm.
And
lots to talk about.
Oh my God,
we
yeah.
think. Bounce from one to another. We hope to cover everything. Want to keep everybody
God,
as informed as
It must
possible.
be a Facebook thing because I can't log in.
What, are we not going to be live on videos or what?
No, it's out live, but Facebook's having some weird technical issues right now.
Yeah.
You know, I think
on their end, not ours.
Oh wait, no.
And I believe with everybody being home like they are, it's overwhelming
I
systems
bet.
because I've had text messages yesterday and today, send error, go through. And it's text to text, phone to phone. And so I think sometimes the system is just getting completely overwhelmed.
I bet you're right. I bet you're absolutely right.
But it'll come back around.
The unemployment filing website crashed yesterday.
Oh, did it really? Man, there's so many things. I mean, everybody's obviously doing what they can to take care of their families in this time where not necessarily the whole truth is going out there. Some people overreacting. They take things at face value without really listening to what's being said.
What?
Yeah. Well, it happens.
That never happens.
Every once in a while. I'll tell you this. Since this morning I stopped by the station.
People overreacting?
I stopped by the station a little earlier, as you both know. But when I left, I intentionally did something. Went to some local stores. First one, right down there in the mall. Walked into the food source because, of course, what I'm hearing, out of paper towels, out of sanitizer, out of. Got it. Okay, that's what's being said. I walked in. First thing I seen was a husband and wife walking to the cash register with 3 rolls of paper towels. I looked where they were coming from, and there was a shelf of paper towels. Food source right down here at Reno Town Mall. So it may be a case of some where out of stock or whatever, but not every single store is out of every single supply that you need to protect you and your family from what is going on right now. A lot of their shelves were empty. A lot of their frozen foods were picked over, slashed, and strewn about. It was really weird seeing a lot of the stuff they were very low on or out of, but they had people working frantically to keep the shelf stocked. They had more in the back they were bringing out. They're just really low on people, which leads to something we cover later in the show. All these stores that are wanting to hire 1,000, 2,000 people temporary just to keep the shelves stocked and things like that. There are jobs that are out there that people can do if they're willing to come out. If they want to hibernate because they're truly afraid they'll be dead by morning, then so be it. They're going to have to stay where they're at. But so much stuff to talk about I hope we get to today. I want to let you know, food source right down here. It's eerie. You walk in there and it looks like almost like a third world country in some ways, but people were cordial.
Yeah.
It wasn't frantic running around, get out of my way, but they were getting supplies they needed.
Absolutely. And I went to Safeway last night in Sparks, and it was fine. It was just fine. I mean,
Can I eat my donut on the air?
Of course.
Where's
I am.
the camera? Okay.
Up there.
All right. So if I get chocolate on my face, you'll tell me, right?
Yeah, and that's the coolest thing about this. And to me, it has been a really neat, not neat, that's the wrong word, but it's been a very interesting sociological experiment to watch and observe, because to me, people, we have responded in an amazing way. People watch too many movies because everybody talks about, Armageddon or the zombie apocalypse, when the S hits the fan, that everybody's going to riot in the streets and get your guns and, plunder houses and there's not going to be any food. BS. Look at, everybody, got these mandates and froze and, okay, so everybody ran for the toilet paper and pasta for a minute. Okay, the media made everybody, got hysterical.
Yep.
And that causes a certain segment of the population to panic. It's a relatively small segment, but they hoard stuff and it makes it look big because the media runs out there and starts shining their cameras on some empty shelves, shows them over and over and over again, yells out,
shines it right on the empty shelf when 3 feet to the right
there's
is fully
more
stocked canned goods, pop the top.
Another
on
brand.
Snack packs. And
Right.
things that you can eat. You don't have to cook. It just, boom.
Right. And, so it's all a matter of perception, and overall, the vast majority of the population responded beautifully. And, we are well prepared. Obviously many of us were good Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, and we know exactly what to do. And we've responded perfectly fine. We followed the mandates regardless of how overreacting we think they may be. But I think everybody I think we're over the initial shock, and we're now going, okay, all right, we're responding, we're following orders, and now I think we're going to assess what's going on and now figure out what to do next. And that's the stage we're at. So we've got to go to a break. We'll be back for the second segment of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush and Dee Gregory, and Christian Meyer. We'll have him speak up next after these messages. Come on back.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
As humans, we ask ourselves all kinds of questions. But what if we were forced to ask ourselves a question every day that affected the outcome of the most basic things, the most important things in our lives? The question is, what is your sexual orientation or gender identity? And the answer is the difference between keeping your job or getting fired. The answer is the difference between staying in your home or getting evicted. The answer is the difference between receiving medical treatment or not. Because in 31 states, it's legal to discriminate against people based on their answer to this question. LGBT Americans have the right to say I do, but they don't have the same basic rights as everyone else. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ,
a Lotus broadcast station.
the power of radio since 1967.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second segment of today's Rush Hour. I am Kelly Rush, and I've got the wonderful Dee Gregory with me, and we have Christian Meyer in the booth.
The real brains.
Yeah,
one who knows.
The
keeps us in check.
The engine behind all of this.
Professional juggler.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And as Joe Michaels said before the what? I know before we got back on the air, we do have a text line, 775-237-2266, if you are shy and don't want to talk on the air. But we'd rather have you call us, 844-790-TALK, 844-790-8255 is that toll-free number. Just hit 1 and you'll get Christian, and he'll put you on the air with us. And or you can just drop a line in the Facebook Watch Party comments box, or just jump in and watch what we're doing here and listen, like Eddie Floyd has, and Ivano Santameri over at La Strada, who is probably watching at home because poor old Roe has to shut down. That sucks. But we'll get through it.
Aren't people still available for takeout orders? They just can't come
not
in
the
and
casinos.
sit down?
No,
all
shut
shut
down.
down.
The Roe, El Dorado. La Strada is
all right.
there's the amazing Italian restaurant over there. Ivano's hey, Latrice, girl, what's up? She is my harmony. She's my musical poet. She's awesome.
I think there's been a huge bump in this. What is it called? There's a couple organizations that will go get food and bring it to you. They're probably
oh my God,
what
the
is
delivery services, the third-party deliveries, DoorDash, Grubhub, and
Grubhub is when I was
Postmates,
and Postmates, Uber Eats, yeah.
Yep. And I understand some of these organizations are actually looking for some temporary part-time drivers to help them get through this.
Yes.
You know, and that's because you can't go to the restaurant for a sit-down dinner, but they're more than happy to make you a meal, and you can either pick it up or they'll have one of these drivers bring it to you. I don't know, is there really a huge additional cost to it, or are they
it's expensive.
Is it?
Well, I mean, there's delivery costs, but I mean, if you think about it, the convenience of it outweighs a lot of times what that delivery cost is.
I would think so. Yeah.
The other nice thing is you can actually direct them to just leave the food on the doorstep, so if you don't want to have contact with anybody.
Contactless delivery.
Exactly.
What's to the truth that this coronavirus, unlike, say, the flu or other viruses, this one can actually be active on a stainless steel surface for up to 48 hours?
That's what I've heard.
As opposed to maybe 3 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours of like the regular flu that will automatically die. Of course, the colder the better. I mean, if that stainless steel table is sitting out in the snow, that's probably not true, but I heard it was about 48 hours it could live on that. So, and not trying to scare anybody, but just think about, yes, leave it at the door, but there's still contact, with people, and I don't know. I just don't think people should freak out. I'd like to see them be able to go to the restaurant and sit down and eat.
Well, the problem is there's so much misinformation out there that, nobody really knows how long it lives. I mean, you'll hear it's 14 hours, 8 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. It's just
not on cloth, not,
And the one thing I found out earlier today, speaking to somebody, that I was floored, and I use that word a lot, and I'll use it 20 more times today. I was floored to find out that churches, religious community organizations that are closing their doors and not having gatherings. There was that last Sunday, Wednesday night services last night, a lot of churches, they just didn't have them. Now, some have set up for video thing you get on, but the parishioners who don't have a laptop or something, they're not getting the religious services. I thought of all communities, of all areas of this nation and our local community, if anything would stay open, it would be the churches who
they have the highest at-risk population. Think about it. They probably have the most elderly and the most infirm. They would have the most disabled.
But you first have to believe that you're going to get infected and die from this. How much is really to the truth? I mean, there's a lot of people.
They would also have the most scared population.
But if you sanitize going in and wear a face mask, really, what?
Still.
Really?
I would think.
I just thought at this time, I would think more people would be pouring into churches, if nothing else, but if pray
anything,
for
healing.
If
anything, the pastors would call, the little old ladies or or visit, maybe, knock on the door and peek through, or go through the window. I mean, there's ways around it.
The person I talked to later,
do the video chats or, cell phones, or,
I mean, it never crossed my mind. It was the furthest from my mind. But when she told me their services were canceled, I asked her if she'd call in, and hopefully she will. I would love to hear from her. She said there is such a powerful message that those of faith and those who may be on the fence with faith that really need to hear. And I said, if you're willing to put it out, call Kelly's show.
Sure.
So we'll see if.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to have her call.
That's
by
possible,
all means.
but
Yeah.
Not only that, but Sundays here on America Matters Media, we've got a whole lineup of religious-based shows. Sunday sermon, verse by verse. So people can tune in and still get the sermons and all of that in their lives.
Sorry, my mouth was full.
Yeah, no, that's true. And then we have Brother Greg with Voicemail from God on Fridays at 4 o'clock. So Grace at 2:30 on Wednesdays, 2:30 to 3. So, we have some spiritual stuff, and, there are, outlets, other outlets, during this time, at this point, where people can have alternative ways, at this, you know what I mean? There are other ways, without congregating, that you can still practice your faith, I believe.
Question, same topic, just different direction. This is for Christian. Christian, if there were no restrictions, if everything was wide open as it was 3 weeks ago here in Reno, would you go to an event that, say, had 1,000 people at it because you wanted to see the show or have the dinner or whatever? Would you go into a group that size, knowing what you know today, right now? Would you do it if it were open and operating?
For me, probably not. I mean, normally I would, but in my life, my fiance works for elder care. Her father is a caregiver in a old folks home or senior living facility. Yeah. So to put them at that risk, probably not. Now, if it was just me and I had nobody else to think about, I probably would, because I'm young, I'm healthy, I know that if I do catch it, the chances of me surviving are very, very good. But I have to consider those around me.
Can I grab the virus, carry it, give it to Kelly, and me never actually contract coronavirus? That's a question for whoever can answer it.
That's an interesting question. Can you be a carrier but not ever contract it?
Yeah, never get any symptoms. Say if I wiped that stainless steel table and then you and I shook hands, I never got anything. Is there a chance?
Oh, well, that could absolutely happen.
Because that would be a
because you never touched any of your mucous membrane. So, sure, you could have absolutely transferred it. Sure.
But not God.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and they're also saying that, children aged 18 and under could potentially be carriers, even though they're showing no signs of getting it.
Sure.
And so that's something you got to be watching out for. Now, the other myth that has been absolutely debunked is that dogs are carriers of the coronavirus.
Yeah,
it is absolutely not true. Please don't take your dog to the shelter thinking that it's a carrier of coronavirus, or even worse, taking it to the vet to have it put down. Oh. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow. You say Laura is on the
Laura Antnoro. Yeah.
Okay. And your show whenever you want to, as long, she knows we're going into a break, but Laura's the one I spoke to earlier, and she shines so much light on stuff that I was just, again, floored. I'm like, no way. Churches are not being canceled or whatever. If we can we bring her in now?
Of course.
Hey, Laura, are you there?
Hey, guys, I'm here.
Hey, Laura, how are you?
Hey. Oh,
Thanks for
joining.
I am well.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, gosh, I appreciate you
well, I
being there and sharing information.
We are going to be up against a hard break in less than 2 minutes, so we're going to start chatting, and we'll have to go to a break, but then come back if we can. But you said something earlier. I came into the station. You were here for Jerry's show earlier, and you made a comment to me. And
let's tell everybody who she is.
It took me back. Oh, can we tell everybody who you are? Why don't you tell everybody? You tell everybody what you want them to know about you, and we'll go from there. How's that?
I will, and I'll be quick since I know you've got a break coming up. My name is Laura Antonoro. My husband is Sheriff Gerald Antonoro in Story County, and I came to the station today almost kind of prepared to go on air and say what I'm going to say tonight, but I wasn't quite prepared. So I chose not to. But I did on the way out of the the studio room tell my husband, please encourage people. And so that's kind of what I hope to do tonight.
And I heard you say that to him because I was in another meeting across the room. And then I was here for the majority of his show. And I didn't hear him say what, and I didn't know what you wanted him to say, but I knew he wasn't going there. And that's why I approached you. And you shocked me with something that you said. And by the way, today was the first time Laura and I, since the day they got married, and Lacey and I went to it, first time we did not give each other a hug. And it's awkward for me because I'm a hugger.
It was weird.
And it was very weird. And me and Jerry just fist bumped or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, when we come back, Laura, I really, really, really want you to share with Kelly's listeners what it was you wanted Jerry to mention and what you have, because this whole thing that churches are shutting down or locking their doors has me disturbed. But Kelly, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, we are got to stop fidgeting.
Sorry.
We've got to go to a break. We'll be back for the second half of today's Rush Hour with Kelly Rush, Dee Gregory, and Christian Meyer, and Laura Antonoro, the sheriff's wife, after these messages. Come on back after these breaks. Bye.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dennis Patterson. I'm the founder and owner of Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists. At Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists, we take a comprehensive approach to treating patients with chronic pain in the greater Reno, Tahoe area. We believe in the biopsychosocial model. This means we use multiple disciplines such as massage therapy, physical therapy, behavioral health, and medical treatments to treat your chronic pain. A plan of care is tailor-made for each individual patient. We always recommend conservative care first, but offer minimally invasive treatments when necessary. We are your one-stop shop. If it hurts, we can help. We pride ourselves in providing passionate care and making you feel welcome and understood. We are located in Reno and in Sparks, so give us a call to schedule a new patient consult at 284-8650. Again, that's 284-8650. Or visit our website at nvadvancedpain.com. We hope you choose Nevada Advanced Pain Specialists to be your center for injury rehabilitation. nvadvancedpain.com, 284-8650.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In '05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in '09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Rush Hour. I am your host, Kelly Rush, and that is Dee Gregory. Back there is Christian Meyer. And that is correct. I would love to have you sponsor this show. And you can call here, or you can call me directly, 775-203-4950. That's my cell number. Or you can email me, kelly@americamatters.us. And you can call us here if you want to chime in on the show, 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. And or you can chime in on the Facebook Watch Party comments section if you are online there, like Lori Benninghoven, my friend on the East Coast over in Jersey. Joyzy, like Paul Marzano is too. I got the Joyzy contingent over there. And Tony Gentili and Debbie Maxfield and Latrice Bass and Matt Wiegand. Lots of my folks, lots of peeps. We've got Eddie Floyd, we've got Jazzy Georgia, Thomas, cool. And then, so we've got Sheriff Antonoro, Jerry Antonoro's wife, Laura, on the phone, and Dee Gregory here in the studio. And we're talking about this whole weird thing we're all involved in.
Yeah.
And you guys have an interesting point that you're talking about with places of faith being open.
Yes, and if I say this, by the way, I've labeled Laura as the First Lady of Story County Law Enforcement. All right. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, that's a big long title. Anyway, Laura and I were chatting earlier in the lobby, and I'm shocked that churches are closing down and doing things remotely. I think as equal to the hospitals and healthcare, if anything, right now, the churches need to be open. And Laura also said, she made a comment that I wrote down here, no man is an island. And so with that, Laura, please share your thoughts on whether churches should be open right now or not, and why they're not. How it's hurting the community by not being, and how it would help if it was. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to share my thoughts. My goal really is more to encourage people, but I definitely think in my opinion, churches are hospitals. They're hospitals for your soul. That's where you go to get that kind of spiritual healing that you need. And so it's a really difficult decision for churches to make to close their doors. Now, I will say for the church that Jerry and I go to in Reno, we go to a very large church, and so it is very crammed, and you're just packed right in there. And so I understand, the close quarters, and they just want to protect people. And so it was a tough decision for our church to make, but they have the technology, and for the most part, our demographic is younger, and they generally have access to the internet. And so we are doing a live streaming. It's not even a canned video. So we are doing a live streaming, so you can literally, worship in your home and join everybody remotely, all over the city and go to church that way. But even just today, he updated us and said that they're actually going to engage social media more and really try to engage with the people that go to church through the social media, and they're doing Bible studies. And so we're trying to utilize these these technologies to try to socialize, because it is difficult when you can't be together physically. I work for a church in Virginia City. I work for St. Mary in the Mountains, the Catholic Church, and our diocese has they've suspended all masses for now. And so we're not having mass this weekend. And the Eucharist and the Mass in the Catholic Church is extremely important. So this was even, I think, an even bigger decision for our diocese, the Reno Diocese, which includes all of the Catholic churches in northern Nevada, than it was for my church in South Reno.
Yeah. And Laura, you had said, if I may interject just for a moment, you said earlier when we seen this morning that your congregation of the church that you and Jerry attend is roughly about 1,000 people, and that is a lot.
Yeah,
that is a huge.
We see about 1,000 a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a huge gathering. I totally get it. And if given the option, maybe half or more may not show up because of that population.
Anyway,
but
right.
Why did the church not give them a chance? Say, if you don't want to, fine, we understand it, but why not leave it open for those who do? And the reason I ask this, true or false, I may be wrong, I was raised in church. I'm a very religious person, although I don't act it all the time. That I will be the first to admit. But when you're in the church, you can feel God. I mean, you can feel the presence
Absolutely.
of God. Can you feel it through a laptop computer? Honestly.
You know, honestly, I think that you can, not through a laptop computer, but you can feel the presence of God wherever you are. But that said, I think that it definitely takes so much away from there's the fellowship aspect of church that you're missing when you're not able to go there and be there. And so while you can feel the presence of God, I believe, anywhere, you're missing out on that relational aspect of church. And so, you know, in Virginia City, what we've done is our church is still open. St. Mary's is open. It's not by appointment, but it's basically when there is someone there at the building, you can call and I will let you in the church. So if you're looking for a place to pray, if you're looking for a place if you want prayer, if you just need to go in there and feel God, then by all means, please. I am in the office Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Our priest is actually going to be up in Virginia City at the church every Sunday from 10:30 until 12:30. So we are open for all intents and purposes, but we're not holding these mass gatherings. And, you know, but it is definitely a challenge for the faith community, which is why I want to, you know, just encourage people that if you believe, if you are a Christian, if this is your belief and your values, then live your life as though you actually believe that, because we can impart hope to the world. They're desperate. People are desperately looking for hope, and we have that. And so my goal, again, as you and I discussed today, Dee, was really to call out our Christian, brothers and sisters and remind everybody that if you claim to believe that God is who he says he is, then you can live in such a way that people are going to notice something different about you. I think that panic is contagious, but I also believe that peace is contagious. And if we can live our lives, sourced and grounded in that peace that we have in our relationship with the Lord, then I think that that's going to catch on too. And that can be an example for what people can expect and what they can, we need to provide some sort of stability in this crazy. And that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
Amen.
And Laura, for Kelly and you, and I want, if I could ask Kelly to answer this first, and then Laura, and if it happens to be the same answer, just say ditto. But what no man is I saw a reaction from Kelly when earlier I said that you said no man is an island. Kelly, why did you nod to that?
Oh, I absolutely agree. I mean, we are social creatures, and isolation for very long. I mean, it's been proven, causes health issues in human beings.
Major depression.
It causes depression. It causes cachexia. It causes all kinds of negative health effects. That's known. So yeah, it's not a good thing. No. For this to last for very long.
No man's an island. You need people around you.
You need people around you. However, at this particular moment, it would be prudent, as George Bush said.
Wouldn't be prudent.
It wouldn't be prudent to have 1,000 people congregating in a church together.
Well, Laura, your opinion on that? Now that just kind of contradicts, get it? But go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm an introvert, like major. I'm a total introvert,
Right.
so I really appreciate my alone time a lot.
Me too.
However, even me as a total introvert, what I seek is connection. I don't necessarily need to be physically around people. I really can be okay just in the wilderness. Now, I don't know how long I could live totally by myself, but
right.
Because I think physical touch is also important. I think that just the way that we were created, we are social beings. I don't think we can really survive. I do, like Kelly said, I think that it leads to a lot of health issues, mental, emotional, physical health issues. But I think even at that, what we really need to understand and to seek is a connection, which is very different, I think, than just being in the same room with a bunch of people.
Right.
And so it makes me kind of reevaluate the idea of relationships and what we've kind of broken relationships down to be, which is not really a relationship, and really look at, what does a healthy relationship look like? And is it possible to maintain that when we're all separated, physically?
Yeah.
But I do think that it is possible, but I just hope this doesn't last.
Well, no, and it won't. I mean, that's the thing. This is just temporary. So that, temporarily for a week or two, people, and I think this isn't a bad thing for it to force people to find other ways to connect temporarily.
Right. Well, and
you know what I mean?
I think that it forces you to seek connection, because I think that we can, in our minds, feel like, oh yeah, I've got 1,000 friends because, you've got 1,000 friends on Facebook or whatever, but those aren't relationships. That's not real connection.
No, well, that's
so it really kind of forces you to reevaluate all of that, and maybe, just maybe, we will end up with some actual real relationships as a result of
Hey, Laura,
having to stay home with our family.
If I can do this, we're 39 seconds from a break, and we want to be able to let you go because this last half, Kelly and I are really going to get into it about the conspiracy theory stuff. But is there a quote or something from the Bible that you want to throw out there that either best describes what we as a country are going through or what we need to think about coming out of this? Is there anything just comes to mind?
Oh my gosh, on the spot.
I know.
I would say, and I can't quote it. I can't quote the address. I'm really terrible at that. But the Bible does say that all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose.
There we go.
So I really believe that good can come out of all of this.
Laura Antonor, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. We really
pleasure.
appreciate
Thank you.
And that was very profound. I appreciate that conversation. And we've got to go to another break. We'll be back for the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour after these messages.
It's your worldwide invite to Charbecue, the Butcher's Kitchen. Perfection in tri-tip, rib tips, and brisket. Rotisserie chicken with the white sauce. All hardwood smoked. Old world sausage aged to perfection. Wood smoke fire. Charbecue, the Butcher's Kitchen. 7689 South Virginia. Call in and pick up dinner. Charbecue, the Butcher's Kitchen. Get in and get real.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I?
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA, the Ad Council, and Make Safe Happen.
This is Oliver X. Join me and the superstar Janez Carter weekday mornings from 8 to 9 on the Reno Todd Tonight Show on America Matters Media.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of today's Rush Hour. I am Kelly Rush, and that's Dee Gregory, and that is Christian Meyer. Christian, would you tell our listeners and viewers about this GoFundMe that Oliver and you and America Matters Media have started in conjunction with the RTT team?
Yeah, so as America Matters Media, we're fortunate enough to remain on the air as an essential business to help get the word out. But unfortunately, so many of the small businesses and the workers and the independent contractors that basically live paycheck to paycheck are finding themselves scrambling, trying to figure out what to do, or may not have the ability to do anything at all.
And we don't qualify for unemployment.
Correct. So, with the suggestion of the Fanatic Friday crew from the Reno Tahoe Tonight Show, Oliver X, Janez Carter, Sean O'Hara, and Grady Holdridge, we put together a GoFundMe page. It's called Always Local, Always Live, Supporting Reno's Workers. And we're trying to raise money to help support those Reno-based small businesses, those workers who are being affected by this, and donating all of the money. And we're still working out the details of how that's going to be dispersed exactly. But we wanted to get on top of this and make sure that people know that we have the support of local Reno businesses, and we're going to do everything we can to try and get them through this time because we have the platform and the ability to get that word out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, anybody that is willing and able to help out with that would be awesome. And
that's a great idea.
Yeah, you can go to
any of the America Matters Facebook pages. Yep. So America Matters Media, Reno Rush Hour, Reno Tahoe Tonight Show, Reno Tahoe Tonight Rocks, Nevada Matters, AM News. Or if you're on GoFundMe, just type in America Matters Media or Always Local, Always Live, and you'll be able to pull it up from there. And we're going to be keeping people updated with the progress of how things are going. And we have a number of our show hosts who have already contributed to this. So we're putting our support behind local businesses.
Yep, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
It is what we do here. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys doing that and getting that started on behalf of America Matters Media as the CEO. So thank you. Appreciate
and
it.
if I can throw two things in there,
Sure.
just a caution to people who are listening. To people who are listening. In this time now where, we all need our time together, we all need our time apart. We love our families, but sometimes we get on each other's nerves. It just happens. That's life, the cycle of life. People are used to going to work, coming home, and their routine is now disrupted. They cannot go to work. They may choose to go somewhere else, but they can't go to work. So they're finding at this time right now, many people who are housebound, they're at home all the time. With that, there's going to be issues. And sometimes, just like you, Kelly, when you're around me too much, you get mad. All right? You got the kids out of school, mom, dad, the kids, everybody's in the same house. Some of them in a total lockdown. There's going to be tempers going to flow. There's going to be disagreements. I think law enforcement may see an increase in domestic disturbance calls, and I hope not, but I just want to put out there, if somebody finds themselves feeling a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit closed in, too housebound, and the kids, the dog, the wife, who you normally get 8-10 hour break from every day, if it starts to be an issue, try to identify it, think ahead, do what you can to prevent something like that happening, because it is bound to happen.
Absolutely.
It's bound to happen. Second thing is, veterans out there, disabled, when you reach a level of 50% disabled up to 100, there is a floating scale as to how much you're entitled to because of your service-related disability. All right. Once you've reached a level of no longer employable, there's a maxed out, nobody gets any more, there's a level. So when you've got these veterans who are working every day to support their family and they're being compensated X dollars per month because they are disabled from their service,
but still able to work.
But still able to work.
Point, yeah.
And they have to work to support their family, but now they cannot work. My recommendation to the government is take every disabled veteran who is still working to support their family and give them a 60-day temporary bump to the unemployable level, and the difference in the highest employable and the highest unemployable is between $1,200 and $1,300 a month. Just cue the system for 60 days, 2 payments at the unemployable rate, which compensates that veteran's family about $1,300 a month for missed wages. And I mean,
Sure.
it's the government. It's a different pot of money. Hopefully their employer can still pay them. Some can, some can't. But I'm just saying it's a recommendation. It's a quick
It's
fix
easy,
to
yeah.
all of the disabled veterans
A lot easier
out
than
there.
making them go through the unemployment and getting
it's like-
$400 a week or
Yeah,
something.
it's like, you know, they're $325 a week on top of what they're already getting. And, you know, by the way, it's tax-free as well. That disability payment is tax-free. So, I don't know. I just like to see something like that happen. I think it's a quick fix to a majority of the population, all of which who need help right now. So,
Yep.
anyway.
Well, I'll put you in charge, Chief. So, you know, there's a lot of crap being thrown around about what's causing this chaos that's going on right now. So what do you think?
It happened.
What have you heard? I know you get your ears to the ground because of you've been in the service and you've been in law enforcement.
It happened like it happened. What I can't stand is people who think that this is a planned event, that it was done intentional, they let it get. So I even actually had somebody tell me on the phone the other day that, well, you know, Obama had the Ebola and so many people died. So now Trump has, and they say every president has their quota, has something that happens. And I said, you telling me that you honestly believe that every president has a quota, that something must happen, an epidemic or pandemic, something has to happen, and they have to kill so many Americans? And that person actually said yes.
No, and I totally disagree with that. And there was a thing that went out on Facebook that said that every election there was a viral thing, and that's actually been debunked.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
So somebody actually went through and went to the seat. Actually, Zika came out in 1947, and all the other ones they were different. They had actually started it in like the year earlier, and the whole thing had gotten.
Do you think this was a planned event? Do you think somebody knew this was happening and didn't do anything to stop it?
No. This is sticky.
Okay. If I ask it wrong, explain it and tell me what you think.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. I think it the damage to the economy was planned.
Really?
How it was triggered, I'm not so sure.
Do you think it was a planned attack on the economy?
Yeah.
That something needed to be done?
Yes.
Or a group of people just wanted it to be done?
No, it needed to. A group of people intentionally.
But who doesn't want the economy to be good? The economy has been great from what I hear. I'm not into the stock markets. I have no money invested in any of that. But I heard the economy, and I believe the economy was doing good. Why would somebody want to sabotage?
It's very complicated, and it's nothing I can go into in 3 minutes.
But for dummies like me, why would was it personal gain?
No. Well, again, yes and no, but it's a very complicated systemic thing that's been going on since 1913 by design, by a cabal of people that families, and you hear about the 1%, and it's very, very complicated and very intertwined. But yes, and it's for personal gain of a certain group of people and entities, and it's global. It's a global.
No, I accept that. Here's another question. I realize we're very short on time, but do you think that the way this has been handled, every step of the way, I'm talking about United States of America, not other countries, do you believe that everything that has been done, each step that has been taken has been done in good faith and to the best that we as a country could have done it?
No.
Yeah, good faith. Why not good faith?
Good faith?
Yeah.
This isn't about good faith.
I'm not talking religious faith.
No, it's not about
but good faith. I mean,
No.
So if they didn't act in good faith, then a part of them really doesn't care about what's happening in the human life.
No, not at all. You think they do?
I do. I would hate to think I lived in a country where somebody is literally saying, who cares about that person because this is more important? I understand there has to be sacrifices. Sometimes you have to cut your losses. But how could you sit there and actually think that they're not acting in good faith?
How could you sit there and be that naive?
Well, I just... Why do we want to think we live in a country who don't care about us?
Nobody wants to think that.
But
it's just reality.
But can you sleep at night thinking that way? I don't mean to be a jerk, but can you really sleep at night thinking that maybe somebody is devising a plan that's going to take you out tomorrow? And that's what I'm hearing you say.
Oh, they're not going to take me out. They're not going to take you out.
Take out an innocent. Why not us then?
I mean, they're not going to. They're not looking to take people out.
I wish we had another hour. You have no idea how much I wish we had another hour.
Oh, we do. We can. Not today, but we can do this again.
Yeah. No, I would love to because I just no.
Oh, yeah.
No, there is no way that they're not acting in good faith. There's no way. No way. And I challenge you. I would go on and on. I'd love to do it. You tell me when. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Oh, thanks for coming. This is fun.
I'm not wrong in this one. Yeah, Kristen, I'm not wrong.
I ran for United States Congress, babe.
You should have won. I really believe you should have won. Oh, what a difference it would have made.
Oh, well, this will be fun. Yeah. We'll do this again next week.
Please, let us do it.
Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back tomorrow, and come on back. Next week we'll do some more of this.
Yes.
Everybody have a great night.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah,